Grief is a strange thing. It never truly leaves. It lingers in the quiet moments, in the empty spaces, in the echoes of a voice we'll never hear again. We're told that time heals all wounds, that eventually we move on. But grief isn't something that simply fades. It stays. And why does it stay? Because love stays. Grief is love that has nowhere to go. It's all the conversations we never had, all the moments we'll never get back, all the time we wish we had but couldn't keep. Whether we had a lifetime with someone or just a fleeting moment, our hearts always whisper just a little longer. One more conversation. One more laugh. One more chance to say what we never said. But time is unforgiving. It doesn't stop. It doesn't grant us those extra moments. And so we're left with the ache, with the empty space that used to be filled by someone we loved. But here's the truth. That ache isn't just sadness. It's love. It's love that remains. Love that refuses to disappear. Love that still longs to be given, but no longer has a place to land. Grief is not just an emotion, it's proof. Proof that someone mattered. Proof that they existed. Proof that, even in their absence, they still hold space in your heart. It's a paradox, isn't it? The greater the love, the deeper the grief. We grieve not because something is gone, but because it was so profoundly here. We are taught to fear grief, to see it as something we need to get over. But what if we stopped running from it? What if, instead of trying to silence it, we let it speak? Because grief is not the enemy. Grief is the love that remains. We don't stop loving someone just because they're no longer physically here. Love is too big, too powerful, too real to simply disappear. Some loves are so strong they outlast goodbye. They stretch beyond time, beyond physical presence, beyond what we can understand. And that's why grief stays, not to break us, but to remind us. To remind us how deeply we can love. To remind us of the impact one person can have on a life. To remind us that even though time moves forward, love never moves on. It just takes new shapes. So don't push your grief away. Let it stay. Let it sit with you. Let it remind you of what was, of what still is, of what will always be. Because grief is not just pain. It's love unexpressed. It's love that still lives in you. Love that still matters, and love that proves that no amount of time could ever feel like enough when you truly care for someone. So, if grief stays, let it stay. Not as a wound, but as a reminder. A reminder that love, real love, never fades. And maybe that's the most beautiful and painful thing about being human. To love someone so much that even forever wouldn't feel like enough.